Many decades ago, someone said, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And of course, this is from Martin Luther King Jr. And many decades later, we still are dreaming that dream. We're still hoping for that dream to come true. Although we're not where we used to be, we're still not where we need to be. With the recent refugee crisis in Syria and in other countries like this, we've seen this resurgence of racism in the world. Not only racism, but Islamophobia. And this fear of the other. And in many different nations, this sense of national pride has taken over humanity, over the sense of humanity and the love for the other. Here in Canada, we see the earrings, the different hearings on the First Nation, how the First Nation here in Canada has been betrayed, abused, and still this systematic racism that was in power here in Canada. And the healing has just begun. And there's still a lot of scars and a lot of hurt. So today I'd like to talk about our prejudice, our racism, and how to overcome it. We need to overcome it. Together we're stronger. When we're separated, we're so much weaker. First, we need to repent, and not repent as in feeling guilty, but understanding that how much we may have hurt people just by our lack of knowledge and ignorance. And we need to repent of our own misunderstanding and go back into the road of understanding and unity. We need to have this sense of self-awareness, this sense of self where we are acknowledging that we may have privilege and abused it at some point. We need to listen to the stories of others. Others have so much beautiful stories, resilience and grace, and we have to listen to them and take notes and be transformed by these stories, be transformed by these lives, these amazing lives of immigrants and people of other religions, and how much they have to offer rather than thinking of how much we have to lose. Really, we only have to gain. We only can gain so much. And racism really is a refuge for the ignorance. In an age where there is so much knowledge available on the palm of our hands, we have the knowledge of the world in our phone. Really, we have no excuse to still be prejudiced, to still have racist thoughts, or even to think that others are threatening our lives or our lifestyles. And when we see racism, when we see prejudice, when we see hate, we can't be silent. We can't stand there as a bystander and not say anything. We need to stand up and speak up, especially for those who cannot speak. And racism is getting worse, it seems, in the past few years because of lack of moral leadership. Our leaders seems to be more driven by polls and popularity than they are about doing the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing is not doing the easy thing. And it takes courage, and it is difficult to stand up. But we need to stand up. We need to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Otherwise, racism and bigotry will just keep on going. Really, we need to stand up. We need to be Christ in the world. We're often talking about being Christ in the world, but what we say have to match our actions, and our actions have to match what we say. We cannot just pray for peace. We cannot just pray for end of racism. This has to change us internally, and we can change the world externally. And really, laundry is the only thing that should be separated by colors. All of us together are much stronger than we are separated. So Let us stand together. And as Jesus said, love one another as you love yourself. So let's love ourselves and love others. And change the world and stand up, even when it hurts.